Hello everyone. I am so excited to be here with you all today. Welcome to my channel, Hooked on Houseplants. I'm Chula and I hope you all are having a wonderful afternoon. And if you're not, I hope it gets better, especially after seeing this video. So as you've already guessed, I'm going to be talking about Aglaonema or Chinese Evergreen today. This will be the first in a series of my plant collections. Next, I probably will be highlighting alocasia and begonia, so make sure you come back for that. So like I said, today I'm going to be showing you all my Aglaonema collection. I believe that I have about 30, maybe 32, but I have a lot. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to start with the more difficult ones, the ones that have been difficult for me at least. I'm going to start with those first. This is a starter plant, and it is an Aglaonema Anani tricolor. So I'm just gonna let y'all know right away, I will be pronouncing some plant names wrong. And don't even act like you don't know, because all of y'all do it too. So yeah, this is Aglaonema Anani tricolor. Now this here little plant, she has been a little bit of a diva. And she's also one of the more expensive Aglaonema that I have purchased, hence starter plant. Her root system is really not the best. That's why I'm trying to reroot her in water. I've had her about 5 or 6 months, and I put her in soil when I got her. She didn't seem to do well, so I took her out and put her in water. Her root system grew a little bit more, so I decided to put her back in soil again, and she still continued to decline. So I have her back in water, and I'm hoping that she'll do better this time. Okay, so next up is another one that I have in water, another two that I have in water. If you watch my houseplant tour that I did last week, these two plants were actually potted up in separate pots. The first one is the orange Stardust. This is another one that was kind of on the expensive side, but I've noticed that the prices are going down. So if you want to get you one, now is a great time. But when I saw this plant, I had to have it because it's just beautiful. The orange and the green is like so vibrant. She kind of did like the Anani did, kind of declined, took her out of soil, put her in water, took her out again. So I'm going to leave her alone. I'm going to leave her in water for a while until her root system gets really strong before I attempt to put her back in soil. I might actually try pine. I don't have any plants in pine at the moment. Pine kind of scares me. I know from watching you all's videos and your channels that a lot of you swear by pine. It's like the greatest thing since sliced bread, but I don't know. I'm a little apprehensive, but with the plants that I continue to struggle with and the ones that I have to take in and out of soil and put in water and all that, I might just try it to see if I get a different result. So the other one is the um, tricolor. It kind of has a, well, it does have a camouflage look to it. And this one has kind of done the same thing. And for some reason, the edge of the leaves keep yellowing. So I don't know what that's all about, but um, I'll show you the root system on that. Well, it doesn't even have a root system. I just cut it because it's growing leggy, and I left the other half in soil to see if it would do anything, and hopefully I can get two plants and combine them once this one has a root system to get a fuller plant. So this is the tricolor. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about my care conditions. I'm going to talk about lighting first. I do have the majority of my Aglaonema out here on my patio, and as you can see behind me, it's bright. It's you know, a nice little amount of light comes in, and I have several grow lights around the patio. So I would say that most of my Aglaonema get medium indirect light, and they seem to do very well with that. That bird is so loud. They seem to do very well with medium indirect light. So yeah, that's what the majority of them are growing in. Next up is, this is my Lucky Red. Now, for you all that have Aglaonema, you already know that one Aglaonema could have 5 different names. So the names that I'm giving you are what they were sold to me as. So this was sold to me as a Lucky Red. And as you can see, this Aglaonema is in a very chunky soil mix. Aglaonema, they do belong to the Araceae family. So technically they are aroids, and aroids tend to do better in chunkier mix. So I have mine in, I believe, a little bit of soil with, I like to use the big chunky perlite and orchid bark and a little bit of tree fern fiber. I do believe that with Aglaonema, you probably could go on the less chunky side. You still want to keep it chunky so that it drains well, but I feel like I have to water mine more frequently because they're in such a chunky mix. And I do that, of course, to avoid root rot. So this is the Lucky Red. Okay, so next up is my Moonstone Miles. And I got this one from Gabriella Plants. She's kind of sparse. She is kind of sparse, so I am thinking about ordering another one and combining them to make a more fuller plant. But she has the, to me, her leaves look a lot like the Aglaonema Chocolate leaves, except hers have the pink stripe down the middle and the pink stems. For all of y'all that like pink, you'll love this one. Most of my Aglaonema, I will say, the smaller ones, I water once a week to maybe every week and a half. My larger ones, I would say probably about every 2.5 to 3 weeks. So this one, I probably water her about once every week and a half, and she does well with that. And look at the little cute pink pot that she's in. Okay, so next up is, oh, let me tell you this first. For the Aglaonema that I have growing in water, I change their water about once every 2 weeks, and I add a drop of Super Thrive, or sometimes I use just a little bit of this. It's worm tea. It's a very, it's an organic fertilizer. I don't just use this for my plants grown in water, but I also use it for my more sensitive plants, such as calathea and other plants like that. So every time I change the water, I do add a little bit of liquid fertilizer. And for my other Aglaonema, I use this as fertilizer, and I'll say that I fertilize probably every other watering. They don't seem to be big feeders, but of course, like most plants, they benefit, of course, from some type of fertilizer to keep them healthy. So that's what I use. Okay, so up next is, if I can get her, my Aglaonema Red Vein. And if you saw my plant tour video, and if you notice, if I keep making reference to my plant tour video that I did last week, it's because I want you to watch it. It's a longer one. But in the plant tour video, I mentioned this flower, that this flower has been on this Aglaonema for months. I kid you not. This flower said, I'm gonna hang on. I'm gonna hang on for dear life. And she has hung on. And I think she's so cute. I hope you can see the little orange color she has. She looks like she might be on her way out the door, but she is so cute. And it's the only little flower that this Aglaonema has produced. So I just think that is just cute. But anyway, this is the Red Vein. As you can see why, because it has red, I guess, veination on it, on the leaves. And she's a very easygoing plant. Once again, you can see the chunky mix that she's in. So Red Vein. I said I was going to start with my more difficult plants, and I didn't do that. Well, I already showed these two. These are the ones that I told you I've been having a bit of a struggle with, but here's another one. Now, this one was very expensive. This was more on the expensive side, and y'all already know, when I saw it, I was like, oh, I got to have that. I have to have that one. This is the World Heritage, or World of Heritage. And the leaves are huge. They actually kind of look like Dieffenbachia leaves, but it is an Aglaonema. And I have her in water because when I received this plant, I got this from an Etsy seller. She has some root rot going on. And so I put her in water. I cut off all the damaged roots, and it was quite a few. And I put her in water, and she did well. She grew roots, potted her up in a very chunky mix, and she did okay for a couple of months, but then I noticed this leaf here started to yellow. I don't know if you can see that, but when I saw that, I said, okay, something's wrong. So I took her out again, and sure enough, there was more root rot. So I had to trim more of her already sparse roots. So this is what's left. And I'm always checking her. I'm always checking her roots. This is a newer root, as you can see, but I'm always like squeezing them a little bit to make sure that they're not soft. So for the moment, all of these are healthy roots. And this is the only leaf that she's given me in my care. And as you can see, it's a smaller leaf. It's not very big, but I'm gonna do what I have to do for this plant because she's one of my favorite Aglaonema. I paid a lot for her and I want to keep her. I'm gonna stick beside her. I'm gonna stick beside her. So what I'm thinking about possibly doing with this one, I know a lot of you swear by stratum. That's something else that another substrate that I've never used before, but I am willing to try because I've tried just about everything with this plant. So I might get some stratum and see how she roots up in stratum, and I will give you an update on Miss Diva World of Heritage, okay? Okay, so this is another one. Now, the rest of these plants that you will see are pretty easygoing. They don't really give me any problems. One thing that I will say, I'm going to speak a little bit on humidity. Aglaonema, of course, they love higher humidity, but to me, lower humidity doesn't affect them in a negative way. I'm in Georgia, and like I said, my plants are out here on my patio. So right now, it's 61% humidity, and it's 86 degrees out here, y'all. So that's what's going on here in Georgia, hot Atlanta, if you will. So mine don't seem to be too affected by the changes in humidity. But they are, one thing I do want to say is that they are native to tropical and subtropical regions. So, of course, there's a lot of humidity in those areas, and they tend to grow in in a shady tropical forest habitat. So, yeah. So they do like humidity, but like I said, I don't feel like mine are affected by lower humidity. Okay, so this is my bouquet of Aglaonema. And I don't know why the lighting kind of changed a little bit. I think it's about to storm. But this is several Aglaonema that I potted up together. They were cuttings. This is what is this? Eastern red. It kind of looks like a red king to me, but it's an Eastern red. This is the red emerald. This is a cutting of the chocolate Aglaonema. And this is a cross between a rotundum and ByColor, I believe. I could be wrong. So if you know, you feel free to correct me in the comments. And a little piece of the Spitfire that I'm about to show you in a minute. So I have all these potted up together just to do something different. These are some new leaves that are starting to unfurl. Okay, so next I will show you my Aglaonema Spitfire. This is another one that I purchased from Gabriella Plants. And she's so pretty. She has like a light, it's so delicate, the color. It's like a light blush, pinkish. This one is actually kind of peach. And it has a green lining to some of the leaves. Okay, put her back. Next up is Peacock. This is another one that, no, I think I got this from Plant Proper, a plant shop called Plant Proper. So this is the Peacock. Next up is, try to knock anything over. This is the ByColor. Yep, she is sparse. I don't want to cut her, so I believe that I might try to purchase another one since the prices are also coming down on this particular one. This is the ByColor because it just has the two colors in it. It did produce a little sprout here on the side, but I like my plants to be full, so I might get another one. She is a very slow grower, at least for me. I don't know about you all if you have one, but she's been a very slow grower. So this is the ByColor. Next up is TwoTone Moonstone. She has some water droplets on her. If you saw my short about washing your plants off, that's another care tip that I will give you that I do with all of my plants. If I can pick them up and put them in my shower, I'm going to wash off their leaves. Whenever they need watering, I rinse their leaves off first in the shower, and then I use the water with the fertilizer if I need to use fertilizer that particular time. But yeah, this is the TwoTone Moonstone. Get into her colors, y'all. She's just beautiful. Okay, that's the TwoTone Moonstone. And I think I'm moving into the more medium-sized plants. This is a bamboo. She kind of has the thinner, more pointy leaves, kind of like the cutlass. That's another one that I would like to get one of these days, but this is the bamboo. Her cute little pot. I think I got this from Walmart. Okay, next up is, this is the first snow, second snow. I don't know, it's some kind of snow. Another very carefree Aglaonema. She also has a little baby. Aglaonema, they produce, I guess, would you call them corms, I guess, that come up out of the soil. So several of mine have done that, have produced little plantlets or offshoots, whatever you want to call them. Okay, next up is Maria Christina. I got this from a big box store, probably either Lowe's or Home Depot, and when I got her, she was so cute. She was just this little compact, little bushy plant, and now she's not compact anymore. She's getting up there. Now, the majority of my Aglaonema, I will say that I have had for 1 to 2 years. As most of you probably did as well during the pandemic is when I really started to buy lots of plants. I've always had a few plants through the years, but during the pandemic, I'll admit, I went crazy. So the majority of these are, like I said, 1 to 2 years old. I do have some that I've had longer. So this one I've had about probably about a year. Okay, moving right along is the red emerald. Very pretty plant. She really makes a statement with that red and green. Very vibrant plant. I think I've also seen this saw this plant called the garnet, red garnet. I believe I saw it called, but um, I'm just gonna say red emerald. This is the Jubilee. I also got this from an Etsy seller. I wanted one of these so bad, and I don't know about y'all, but I don't know. It's like once I get in my mind that I want to plant, I'm gonna be looking for it until I find it. So this was one of those ones that I went searching for because I just think it's so pretty. It's very full too. I love that. This is the Jubilee. Okay, next up, this is a treat for all of y'all that love those silver plants. This is the Frosted Ghost. Now, get into that silvery, luscious leaf with the goldish, yellowish tone. Get into it. Get on into it because it's beautiful. That silver is just wow. This is the Frosted Ghost. Okay, next is, I believe this one is called a Juliet. I keep this one in my living room. The pot is not dirty, it just kind of did that. It forms this on it, kind of like my mind went blank. You know, those orange pots, terracotta. It's kind of like doing that terracotta thing, but I think it adds character to the pot. But anyway, this is the Juliet. And I keep her like kind of like right under the window so she gets medium direct light. Next up, I'm trying to hurry up, y'all. I got a lot of Aglaonema. This is the Wishes. Wishes, wishes, wishes. Very carefree plant. You know, you'll hear a lot of people say that Aglaonema are underrated, and they are. They are underrated. I they're just beautiful. And there are so many varieties of Aglaonema. Um, it seems like the more rarer types of Aglaonema, you kind of have to order them on across seas, like from Indonesia and places like that, because I have seen some beautiful ones. But the majority of them, you can find them just about anywhere, and the prices are reasonable for the less rarer types of aglaonema. And they're beautiful and they're easy to take care of. I don't think any of my aglaonema have ever had pests. And that says a lot. That really says a lot. And they reward you with this gorgeous foliage. So this is the wishes. Next up is green papaya. I think there's a golden papaya. There's like a golden fluorite, which I don't know why I'm saying that to y'all. But anyway, this is the green papaya. This one is predominantly green. You do have some leaves that have a little bit of color in them, but it's a predominantly green plant. This is the green papaya. This one is a Badari or Badari. I know I'm tearing it up, y'all. It's it's something like that. It's like Bidadari, I believe is how you spell it. But anyway, she's beautiful. Look at the colors in those leaves. Just look. Take them in. So this is Badari, tomato. It's very beautiful. Okay, this one is called Green Bowl. It's another large one. This one has flowers. Almost all of my aglaonema flower. I know a lot of you cut the flowers off. I do sometimes, but half of the time I really don't pay any attention to them. But those are the flowers. So this is the green bowl. Next up, chocolate. Now I know y'all love y'all some chocolate. This is the Aglaonema Chocolate. She is so pretty, so full and lush too. I don't know if you can see that pattern on the leaves. Aglaonema Chocolate. Next up is the, ooh, this one is heavy. This leaf is getting on my nerves. Okay, this is the Silver Moon. This is one of my larger aglaonema, and believe it or not, I think I got this from a big box store. But she's very pretty. Look at her. She is gorgeous. This is a Silver Moon. And what else do I have back here? Oh, I forgot this little one. This is called a Gray Emerald. This also has like a grayish, silverish tone with the light green as well. So this is gray emerald. Right here is another big one and another favorite. This is the golden Madonna. I'll lean back for this one, y'all. So y'all can take her all in. Golden Madonna. Can y'all see me peeking through? Say hi. Okay. Ooh, okay, here's another big one. This is my Silver Bay. I keep this one in my living room over in the corner, so she gets like medium to lower light, and she does well with that. She does well in my living room. So this is another one of my large ones, Silver Bay. And let me see, I don't want to miss anyone. I think I got all of them but one. This one is my largest one, and I've had her the longest, the one I'm about to show you. I think I've had her about 4 or 5 years. I'm gonna have to get up and grab her. Let's see. She is heavy. This is Aglaonema Red Siam or Siam. I've also seen it called, I think, Aurora. She is huge and beautiful, and she never gives me any trouble. Now, I water her about probably once every 3 to 4 weeks. And she does just fine. And yes, I pick her up and I put her in the shower. And she never misses a beat. Do you see how full she is? She's just gorgeous. So this is the Red Siam. Okay, y'all, that is it. Those are all of my Aglaonema. One thing that I did learn that I thought was interesting is that the NASA Clean Air Study determined that the species Modestum of this plant genus was effective at removing common household air toxins such as formaldehyde and benzene. So that's another benefit of owning Aglaonemas, is they clean the air like most houseplants do, I believe, but they specifically clear the air of formaldehyde and benzene. So that I'm gonna wrap the video up now. If there's anything that you can take away from this video, is that Aglaonema are beautiful plants. They're very easy to care for the most part. I haven't had any pest on my Aglaonema, and they're very easygoing. They're not divas at all, except for a couple. But for the most part, they're just easygoing, carefree plants. The price is reasonable, and it's just like it's just win-win with this plant. And it's also, to me, in my opinion, it's a good plant. Some of them are good plants for beginners. So if you don't already have Aglaonemas, if you're not about that Aglaonema life yet, I suggest that you get you 1 or 2. And let me know down in the comments if you have Aglaonema. Let me know in the comments what varieties you have, What's your favorites? I do have my eye on a couple more that I want to get, but my space is limited, so I don't know. But let me know in the comments what your favorite was of the ones that you saw, or what's your personal favorite, how many you have. I would love to know, and I would love to hear from you. So once again, thank you so much for tuning in to my channel. I hope you enjoyed it. And like I said, my next video will probably be my Alocasia and Begonia collection. So I hope to see you there. So you take care and you have a wonderful day. Bye.